How's everybody doing? Hey, Mike. Oh, hey, Mayor. Yeah, Mayor, I saw this little box that you left on my bench over there, and I was like, I just got to look at these cars. And, he has them in this little box that he traveled with, wrapped in these paper towels. I took them out, and I've already fixed. He was missing a pin on each of the bodies, so I repinned and taped the bodies for you. So that's done. Kind of cleaned up the bodies a little bit. Hey, Kenny. And all right, I'm going to put these bodies off to the side because they're about as good as they're going to get. Then I said, let me put these things on the dyno and see what they're doing. Treasure chest. Put this on 18, a little over 18 volts, like 18.2, 18.3, somewhere around there. So they were pulling both around 330, 340. But the first thing I noticed is that they're running neutral timing, so we could probably speed these things up just by advancing the timing. This one's a little quicker. So I'm going to advance the timing on these by pushing the end bell down on the driver's side just a little bit. Let's see what kind of difference, if any, that makes. Yeah, now we're up in the 350s already without really doing anything. Car runs good, smooth. It's a stock V-Spec, completely stock V-Spec. Let's advance the timing on this one as well. Yeah, there we go. These cars are pretty equal, both in the 350s. I don't know if tuning them up is gonna help or not, but I figured let's tear one apart at least and see how they look. Yeah, you can advance. You can put the timing in neutral with the end bell straight. If you go passenger side down, that actually reduces or retards the timing and will make the car slower. And if you go driver's side down, it makes it faster. Most of the time, you're going to want to go as fast as you can. But there are times where maybe your car is a little loose and not handling well on a track you're riding on, and you want to, you can compensate with your controller settings as well. But if you want to slow the car down a little bit, you can just by playing around with the timing of the end bell. No hammers. No. You don't have to worry about that. All right, I'm going to take this one apart. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea which one was the blue or the red, but I don't think you really care. And if you do, oh well. Hey, Jim. 406. Is that Josh? Are you 406 Speedway? I forgot. I'm sorry. I have the dyno right now. It's right around 8. It was 18.5, but now it's down to 18.2 on this cheap little supply. It's around 18 volts. I'm going to take these pickup shoes off. I was going to just do this, but then I was like, you know what? If I'm going to clean these cars up, maybe somebody would like to join me and keep me company. Mayor, at some point, if you want to get the little bit better maxi traction magnets, you can. I'll show you which ones those are. I mean, you could put those in yourself. It's super easy. I could show you how to do it. But you can run your dyno really. I like to run my dyno kind of at what I run my track at, which is right around 18.5 volts. All right, so we got the pickup shoes and springs off, motor magnets out. I'm sorry, traction magnets and the clip. We're ready to just pop this motor out. Take these magnets off. Let's take this little thing off. I don't use this. I used to use this, but I was advised by some advanced builders to toss this thing out because I thought maybe it would help keep inside clean in the brushes and stuff, but it really just makes the brushes and the armature hot. I was advised to leave that open for ventilation, so I am gonna leave that out. I took it out of all of my Vipers as I've been working on them. I don't know if we can see those brushes. I gotta look at this under the light real quick. Yeah, one of these brushes is getting a little bit worn, but not, I mean, like half the life still left in them. I don't know if, maybe if I open this up a little bit. What's a trick to getting your camera to focus? Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see that upper brush is getting a little bit more worn than the bottom. I think I'm gonna check out how this thing is tweaked. Hey, Machine Slot Car Underground. Hey, Jim. I don't know, man. Look how dirty my hands are getting already from your car. Filthy. I'm just kidding. They always get that way on every car I work on, even mine. Clean up your magnets a little bit here. Hey, Mike. All right. Yeah, your armature doesn't look too bad. There's nothing wrapped around it, so it's pretty clean. I'll polish the commutator real quick on it. We'll check the spacing, but I want to see something on this end bell. Oh yeah, we can definitely tweak this a little bit. Just want to put a little more pressure on it. I want to see the end of that brush drop down to the bottom of the opening of the bushing. This one too. Yeah, there we go. I know you guys can't see this, but it's like impossible for me to. I'm just tweaking these arms so that it's putting a little more tension. The brushes will have a little more tension on the comm. Custom corn cob holder. Viper is out of stock on what? Who is currently selling the motor? Oh, the motor removal tool. Yeah, that thing gets sold out everywhere. I ended up getting this one from Wizard, actually. This is the one they sell for their Fusion and Bell, which is the same. It works perfectly fine on a Viper. So you can check Wizard. You can check Viper. Viper got them back in stock, but are they out of stock again? Um, yeah, Lucky Bob's too. Hey, Adam. Still not back in stock. Well, Rich actually made a pretty good one with the corn holder. Got to give him credit for that. Actually, using these tweezers and just sticking tweezers in and turning it worked pretty well as well. So, in a pinch, you don't really need it, but it certainly makes things easier. I'm gonna pop out these hangers and clean those up real quick too. These pickup shoes I'm just gonna toss because they're worn through on the back edge here. A little bit heel heavy on these pickup shoes, but I'll give you some new ones. I got plenty. I'll give you some nice new ones. I'm gonna just clean up some of these parts. I like to clean the hangers, where it touches the tabs of the end bell. Clean that. Uh-oh. I just sent that flying there. I lost one of your parts. What are we gonna do? I guess I'll have to give you a hanger too if I can't find where that one went. Alright, I managed to clean that one without sending it flying. I have no idea where that went. So I might not even really bother looking for it too long. If I find it, I'll just keep it. And I'll give you another one. Yeah, this is what Jeff's talking about. I actually got this with my Super International. So this is actually the AFX stamped one and bell tool. Kind of a collector's item now, if you ask me, but it does the job. You put this in here and you twist it, and it opens up the brushes. It's not as easy to use as the nicer tool, but it works and it's cheap. All right. What do I do with that other hanger? Here it is. Yeah, I almost sent that one flying too. I got a weak grip tonight. I don't know what's going on. I must be getting old. Alright. Put these hangers back in. All nice and shiny. I'm gonna Just clean the end bell a little bit. I mean the commutator a little bit. Alright, that looks pretty nice. Nice and clean. My overall win. I only beat my daughter by 2 laps last night. That wasn't really very impressive, but she's a little speed demon, and she would never survive in a real race where they don't stop. She's used to me stopping when she crashes, so she doesn't suffer. This I'm not really going to mess with the spacing on the armature because Viper spaces it with these plastic spacers, which for this V-spec is fine. I mean, it's spaced properly. All right, let's put this thing back together. Well, actually, let's clean this chassis a little bit real quick. This is like the quick clean mare. Nah, it should be pretty good. Stop picking. Hey, all the grief that kid gave me over the last 21 years. You know what it's like having a 21-year-old daughter? Some of you, I'm sure, do. But all right. See if I can manage to put these magnets on properly. At least the white mark is nice and vibrant on that magnet. Again, the white marked magnet goes on the top with the end bell on your left. Yeah, I'll show it on the other car. I'll do that one too real quick. I'll try and show it. It's hard to get my phone camera to focus on it. So when you place this back in, you just obviously want the magnets to go in place. You want the rear bushing to be where it's supposed to be, and you'll have the tabs kind of sitting on those hangers. So that's kind of the tricky part of this is you got to kind of, I know I've said this many times because I've done enough of these, but you just got to kind of pry the hangers forward a little bit to get the tabs to clear. So I don't know if you could see that, but the tabs are now clear of the hanger, so I can push this down and make sure, because I don't want to ruin the end bell. All right, so we are in. Motors back together. Go ahead and advance the timing a little bit. Put the Viper also puts a white mark on the magnet to make it high downforce. So if you match the white marks, you'll know you're in high downforce. But to put your magnets in high downforce, just stick it to the side, the motor magnet, that the surface of the traction magnet that would touch the rail will stick to the motor magnet. You want to put those on that side of the car with it facing the right way. magnets are back in. This clip, pretty easy to put back on the medium stiffness chassis. It's pretty flexible. Just kind of pop it over and let it clip onto the edges of the magnets. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take this off again real quick because it's a lot easier to oil this bushing with that clip off. So I'm going to give it a drop. Not too much, but since I just cleaned it, give it some oil. All right. See how this axle looks. Oh yeah, we got a good amount of dust bunnies on this rear axle. So looks like the mayor's got to do some housekeeping down there on his track. I'm kidding. Yeah, a Viper, even a stock Viper, it's pretty low. Although Viper tunes these more for a plastic track, I think. It has a 350 front end and like 442, 444 rear tires. Though it ran fine on my track too, but you can definitely see that the Mare has some pretty high rails. I was surprised because a stock Viper would not make my rails would not make a mark on these magnets, but you can see these lines in these magnets. He's definitely got some high rails on his track. This car is the same way. I'm just kidding, Mayor. It wasn't really that dirty. It was typical use from oiling the rear axle. Viper does a pretty good job of spacing the axle too. Not a lot of side-by-side play. Pretty good right out of the box, ready to go. But it should be, since paying a pretty good amount for these. Even a stock V-Spec with the body is like $63, I think, now. Alright, let me try and put these springs in without sending these flying. Fortunately, I have a bunch of extra springs too if that happens, but I know what's going to happen. That hanger, I walk around here in bare feet and that hanger is going to cut my foot, and then I'll find it. And I'll curse out the Mayor and say, damn it, his damn car. Alright, so we're in. We're ready to put this thing back on the dyno. See how she does. Oh yeah, rubbing is racing for sure. Alright, let's see. Well, it's a nice little gain. We're up like in the 370s almost. Let me get my setup block and see how these pickup shoes look. Jane said make hers faster. Yeah, these shoes look pretty good. I mean, they're like right on flat on the rail. You can see on this setup block has 0.012 rails like on my track, and you can see the space between the magnet and the rail. It's not touching. These gears look good. Teeth look good on the pinion and crown gear, so that's good. It's sitting at around 360, 370. I'm happy with that for a stock V-Spec. And Mayor, I have a little gift for you. I'm going to show you. Hold on. I'm going to give you a slightly used Gulf body to match the decor of your track. I actually touched this thing up because it had, you see all my paint marks under there? I actually mixed two different color blues to try and get one that was close enough to this blue. I think it came out okay. I am not a painter, that's for sure. Don't look at it underneath. But there you go. You got a Gulf Porsche for your track. I retired that body. I used to use it when I raced, and I've switched to some small, lighter, shorter wedge type bodies when I race. So. Yeah, I thought you would like that. And you still have your other spare body if you don't want to smash this one up. All right. Yeah, this was actually painted by Joe Langston. You can find him on Facebook as well. He does a nice job. I got several bodies from him. He did my EVH guitar stripe bodies. All right, let's tear apart this other one real quick. I don't know if you guys are getting bored of seeing Vipers rebuilt, but I kind of have fun doing it, so it's like therapeutic. But you could always just leave the show and not watch, right? It's the beauty of YouTube. Watch what you want. Well, the mayor is here now, so all this work is going to cost, I don't know, I guess maybe a dinner. Maybe a dinner Friday night. Actually, at the rate of prices around here, it probably costs more than the car dinner. I'm just gonna tear this apart real quick. Man, these brushes, they look a little bit melted. I don't know how long you're running this thing for. I don't know if you guys can see this brush here on the edge. I can't make my. I mean, it's still okay. It's just that I think this car might have gotten hot at one point. Yeah, this commutator is a lot dirtier than the other one too. All right, I'm gonna try not to lose these hangers while I clean them. Let me hold this thing really good. Do this off camera. Try and do everything on camera for you guys. It makes my life miserable because I have the camera right in front of me. I'm kind of working over the camera. Makes it a little difficult. The things I do to try to get a good video, good camera angle for you guys. Hope you appreciate it. I'm kidding. Not really. Alright, those are cleaned up and I didn't lose them. Oh, your friend put 300 laps on your Viper? Well, you're a good friend to let him run your Viper to the ground. You might want to order a couple of. Well, when we see each other again, we can go on Viper's site. I'll show you what you should get. You're gonna need some spare parts. Oops, sorry, I'm almost knocking the camera over. Let me see if I can clean this a little bit. All right, so let's see if I can get this to kind of stay in focus. See how high that top brush is? It's like barely, it's not coming down at all when I pull this other one down, or very little. You want that to be towards the bottom of the opening, and the top one you want to move up. The bottom one's not as bad, it comes up a bit, but they both can be tweaked. So, but everybody has their own kind of way of doing things. You can also advance the timing of the end bell of the brushes by putting more of an angle. These already have an angle on them, but I tweak right at the, come on, this stupid thing. Right at the end of the arm here is where I bend it to put more pressure on. I don't bend it closer to the brush. I bend it more up in the point up here at the top. Just kind of tweak it down a little bit. Yeah, see, now you can see how that just went down. See how that top brush is moving down now? So that's going to put more pressure, get better contact on the commutator. Do the same thing for the... Yeah, that looks pretty good now. Happy with that. Hopefully whoever asked me about that is still there and kind of saw that, but you don't want to over tweak it too, though, so you kind of, you know. Sometimes you make the car run worse and you might have to retweak it, but usually it's fine. I kind of have my method that always seems to work. Oh, he has his own Viper now? Okay, good. All right, let me clean these magnets as well real quick. I guess I should clean these traction magnets a little bit too. I forgot to mention on the other one what I did is I take either an X-Acto knife or this really sharp tweezer, and I run it down the space between each plate here just to make sure there's no debris or anything stuck in there. Some guys like to run like a ballpoint pen up and down there. But, okay, that's good. All right, let's put this thing back together. This should not take too long. Try and go a little faster on this one. Now, after you've tweaked your end bell, if you're using the spreader tool, you want to be careful. You don't want to spread it super wide because then you're going to lose the tweak that you did. So you want to kind of just open it wide enough to get the armature back in. Otherwise, you're defeating the purpose of all the work you did tweaking it. All right. And again, there's that little notch in the timing plate that goes towards the end bell. And there's two tabs on the top of the timing plate that go up because they lock into these little tabs on the top of the chassis there. All right, let's put this back together. Thanks for building a car. Which car is that, Adam? All right, we've got that sitting where we want it. I'm just going to shimmy these hangers. Okay, that all clicked in nicely. Motor's back in. Give it a little oil. Okay. I also like to seat the Viper pins all the way as far. They come like this from the factory, but on my Fusions I leave one space, but I like to have the pin lined up with the front axle. So I'm gonna click that back into its farthest position. All right, that's it. It's back together. The rear end. Let's clean this rear axle a little bit. It's kind of dirty as well. Ooh, this one's got some major hair. Might be a Jane hair wrapped around this axle. Definitely looks like a female hair. Yeah, fuzz balls. Lots of fuzz balls on this axle there. Yeah, you know, you're right, Mayor. It's definitely not yours. You have a point there. The evidence does not point to your hair. The one I'm building here, you want me to send you that one? You'll have to talk to the mayor about that one. These Viper shoes go on pretty easy if you line up the front so that the little tab will go through. You can just lay this down and push down and push forward and it clips in to the hanger. Goatee hair. All right, this one's all back together. Let's see what this one does on the... Woo! That one's going to Jane. This one's hitting 380s, 385. Getting close to 4. What car does Jane race? The red one or the blue one when we put the red body on? Yeah, that runs good as well. Pretty happy with that. Damn it. I'm putting the red body on, Jane, so if you're listening. So this is your car. Oh, you want the blue one on? For real? I'll put the blue one on. Hey, James. Put the blue one on, man. I mean, obviously you could put it on yourself if you want. But since I'm doing it, you were joking. All right. Well, that's all the dirt we cleaned off your cars. I think they run pretty good now, but I'm not gonna run them. I will let you and Jane, when you're here Saturday. There's your cleaned up. There's your golf pot. Actually, you know what? I have a body that I'm gonna give to Jane. Hold on. There you go, Jane. Pink flower power. How do you like that one? I bought that body thinking it was cool, and I was like, yeah, that's a little too feminine actually for my liking. Not that I'm insecure or anything. You know, I always misplace the cap to these tweezers, I swear. I put it down somewhere and I spend half the night looking for it. Potpourri, right? All right, Mayor, well, now you have a couple extra bodies. Oh, I found the cap to my tweezers. It was over by the other tweezers. Okay, good. Yeah, you're welcome. It was sitting in my, these bodies were sitting in my collection of bodies that I don't really use. I have quite the collection of Lexan bodies now. Some of these are new. Some of these are the ones I just pinned and trimmed myself. I really did like this one, but I destroyed it. This thing's falling apart, but whoever did this did a nice job on it. This one I liked, but it's kind of thicker than I anticipated and a little bit heavier. But anyway, enough with those. Jay just put something out that he was starting to do funny cars, actually. I think I posted that on Discord like a week ago. But yeah, just reach out to Jay on Facebook Messenger. Just look up Jay Jaap, Jaap. You can reach out to him directly and say, hey, I hear you sell Lexan bodies, and he'll tell you everything that he has available. Patrick, I just tore these cars apart and cleaned them up, and yeah, I tweaked the end bells a little bit, put the tension back in them a little bit more. Hey, Matt. But yeah, we're kind of finishing up here, but I basically this was the two bodies that the cars came with. I repinned them, and then I figured out, you know what? I'm gonna gift the Mare and Sweet Jane some new bodies that I don't use. And since the Mare has the Gulf colors in his track room, I thought that would be a nice touch. And, come on, this has Sweet Jane written all over it, I think. I'm just cleaning up all my stuff here. So. Yeah, they are pinned for a Viper or a Fusion or like a BSRT, anything that has these Lexan body posts. But yeah, they're pretty much made for a car that has that pin layout. Usually one is higher than the other. Now you got to run that car, Mayor. Look good going around your track. True, they do sell posts that you can screw in. I believe Viper has screw in ones. Oh, hey, look what I just stepped on. I found the hanger. Thankfully, it didn't cut my foot. That's too funny. It was on the rug. Yeah, I've never tried putting my own posts in. Um, on a car that never had body posts. I've seen it done, but I haven't done it personally. But to Jeff's point, this is a Viper that the posts were cut off. So there was one there and one there. I could buy the screw-in posts and just put new posts on this if I want to, and add posts. So I guess any chassis that has enough room to screw those posts in, you can do it. Yes, that's true. You can use double. I'm not a fan of the double-sided tape holding bodies on method, but it will work. Really, you could do, whatever your imagination has, you can you can do it. Velcro, sure. Whatever will work for you. Yeah, you could definitely put them on the G Plus. That's for sure. And actually, this is a BSRT chassis. You could see it actually has the holes ready for you to screw in body posts. I don't know if they make press in body posts or not, but these G3 chassis are ready to go. I don't run any I mean, I have BSRTs that are just the chassis that I bought years ago because my Super G Plus chassis all had that brittle plastic that cracked, and back then, which was God, probably the early 2000s, there was no Viper, so BSRT was the best and only option really. So I bought 4 or 5 of those, actually 8. I think all 8 of my cars. I had 2 sets, the Super International and the 4-way split. All the cars broke. Right where the rear axle clips in. Some of them even cracked like up here. Pretty disappointing. That's how I got my initiation into building, the Viper type chassis on a Super G Plus. I had to figure out how to transport all the parts from my Super G Plus cars into the blank BSRT chassis that I bought. And, that was an adventure back then because I didn't know what I was doing. But I managed and I got all the cars working. Yeah, those holes on the BSRT look like they're ready to have something pushed right into it. But I haven't looked into different posts or what's out there really. I pretty much stick with the Viper infusions. Mostly Vipers for racing at home. Look at that paint job, touch up paint job. Let's look at my handiwork. You guys want to laugh? Look at Mayor. Look at all the spots I had to touch up on. This is how much I crashed this chassis. All the blue paint was coming off. But I think it looks not halfway bad from the outside. I probably added a little weight to the body, but yeah, maybe it'll make it a little stronger. But it looked a little rough. I was like, I can't give it to him like this. And I actually found in my daughter's paint supplies 2 different shades of blue that I had to mix to try and get a color close enough. So I really went out of my way for you there, Mir. All right, I've been on for about an hour here now. I'm gonna go and wash my dirty hands and get cleaned up, and we'll be on again over the weekend. Get the mayor and Jane coming out again on Saturday. I think Kenny might be coming out. He lives not too far from here. Not sure what time that's going to be, but I'll try and post something in advance so we can do some more racing. See if we can get my wife as well. So that would give us 4 or 5 with my daughter. 6. Yeah, maybe we could have 2. Oh, hey, Kenny. Maybe we could have 2 lane marshals. Do some real, not stopping when you crash type racing. But, all right, guys, I'm going to sign off for now and go get cleaned up. Appreciate everybody stopping by and hanging out. And I won't run this car and crash it on you, Mayor, after I just touched it all up. Maybe I'll take Sweet Jane's for a ride. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll talk with everybody soon. Oh, hey, Rich. All right, I'm signing off for now, for real. Oh, you're welcome, Mayor. Pleasure. All right, guys. See ya.